Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of the Shop and Tread Talk podcast. We've got, who's that guy? Oh, yeah, Frank, as usual, with us.
Hard to recognize, I know.
I
But you
know
gonna
he's trimmed his beard. He's not looking too much like Santa today. I mean, geez, I almost had to change your name on the actual podcast.
Oh, that should have been, yeah. We could have done that, Santa Frank.
I'll have to AI something in there next time.
I'm getting too thin, so I have to start wearing a pillow if I was gonna do that.
Oh, man. Frank, why don't you introduce our guest who we got here today?
Today with us we have Olivia. She just graduated as I think she said T10 tech or something. I don't understand the US terminology all. But she's working as a tech in Colorado. And when I asked her if she wanted to be on our podcast, she jumped at the chance and is excited to share what she does and why she got in the business and all that. So, Olivia, why don't you introduce a little bit more about yourself, and then we'll just get into the podcast and have some fun.
For sure. So, yeah, I'm 26 years old. I started in the industry about 3 years ago. Before then, I had absolutely zero experience. I was a certified Scotty Kilmore YouTube mechanic. Was actually watching guys probably less experienced than him, getting me through some pretty rough times. Um, I was just having a lot of car problems, and pretty much since I got my license, had just cars that were leaving me stranded on the side of the road. So, had over time kind of just gained some knowledge, and eventually decided after like 7 years of working in food and retail, man, this sucks. I hate working with the public, and I would much rather work on something that doesn't argue with me, kind of. So, got into working on cars and talked to some people in the industry. I had to do a lot of research just because I had zero experience. So I got some really good advice from a guy that was a dealership tech and basically just said, pick a brand, do their trading program, stick with that, and then work for the dealership or work for like a brand specific shop after that. So I had this '02 Toyota Tundra and I had a Nissan Xterra, and I had far less issues with the Toyota Tundra. So I was like, yeah, I'm
Really?
definitely picking Toyota.
Compared to a Nissan?
Yeah, man, that thing sucked. I mean, it left me stranded pretty much every time I killed it. People that were in my life at that time were like, you need to sell that car. And I wouldn't
You
because
can
I
thank
loved
the
it.
Nissan, I guess, for getting you into the industry. Because if that Nissan didn't break down as much as it's built to do, then
Right.
you may have been like an astrophysicist or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah, no, for sure. If I had had probably the Toyota only, I don't know if it would have drove me to do that. But I'd
So
put
we can
like,
thank Nissan for something.
yeah, that's true. Thank Nissan for something. Definitely not the Xterra, but something. Yeah, no, I had just a funny issue with that car. The reason it was not starting every time I would turn the key off is it had a cracked positive battery terminal. And I spent like a year putting it in and out of shops, and nobody had told me what was wrong with it. They like couldn't get it to duplicate, or if they did, they're just like, yeah, I don't know. And when you did get it to start, it would have like every light on the dash was illuminated. Every system is messed up because it has bad power. So I just could not figure that out. Finally, I figured that out. I'm just like, yeah, I'm ready to throw this thing away. But
So it was just a no starting issue.
yeah, it would just like no crank, no start. It was kind of like you had a dead battery, almost like not even a click though. You wouldn't even get like a starter click or anything. It was just like nothing is happening because it wasn't even getting enough power to send to the starter. So that sucked. But I put like 130,000 miles on that car in the time that I had it, and then I started getting like a timing chain slap or like a tick, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's shot! Like you gotta kill that thing. The motor's trash." I'm like, "No, no, no! I've been on the forums. Like this thing needs some chains and some tensioners. It'll be good as new, right?" So I dig into that with zero experience. I'm like about to get the timing cover off, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in way over my head." So I had to hire a mobile mechanic to come out and like help me get through the rest of that, and then that did fix the noise. I was right about that. And then 2 weeks later, I hit like a herd of cows with it, free range cows in the middle of the road. And this was all like 2 weeks before I was supposed to go to school, too. So I'm like fixing up this car. I'm like, oh, I got to travel like 250 miles, every 8 weeks back and forth. Like, I need a good running car, and then herd of cows. So that was actually probably a blessing, though, because now I drive a RAV4, like a newer 23 RAV4 that I've had absolutely zero problems with. So it was probably like a secret blessing that those cows were there that night. But
Of course, the cows couldn't have come 2 weeks sooner. Can save you all that time on the timing chain.
couldn't have done the chains, right? Oh my gosh! Before I tore it apart, it was torn apart for like 6 months too. I was only driving my truck, so after all that happened, I finally was like, okay, I think I could probably do this. I don't really know what I'm doing. I need some training, but I think I'm ready to dive into this. So, pick
Well, it gives
Toyota.
you a heck of a lot of experience, so that's a
Yeah.
good
Honestly,
thing.
yeah, I had done that was the worst thing I had done was trying to get to that timing cover, and I really got like the accessories off and was just like, I don't know what to do, you know. So it's a good thing I didn't take that cover off by myself. I would have not timed it correctly. So
Yeah,
That's
well,
super frustrating. You know, you do all that work on the vehicle, and then bam, you hit
yeah.
free range cows. Not even regular cows, free range.
Oh yeah, and it was like I think it was like late July or August, and we get some really weird like monsoon storms here around that time. So it was actually my first day at Toyota. I had started in the quick lube department. I'm on my way home, and at that time I was doing like an hour and a half commute back and forth to work every day. It was my first day. I'd been there till like 7 o'clock, so I didn't get home till like 9. It's already dark, and this guy that has these stupid free range cows, they're all black Angus, of course, so you can't see them at night. They're pitch black, and we had like our one monsoon hailstorm. It's like whiteout conditions in the middle of the summer. It looked like it was snowing. So, but probably a blessing. Again, it's probably good that that car is gone. So
Jeez.
yeah, that was
I
rough.
know there's a real toss up between whether Nissan or Toyota is good, but I guess if the Nissan would have held up,
Yeah,
maybe you would have kept it and been in a Nissan dealer now.
maybe so. And I honestly, I think I looked into that a little bit too because I was just like, well, I've had this car for so long, like I kind of knew the system. At that time, I felt like I kind of knew some Nissan stuff just being on the forums, but they didn't have as detailed, I think, of a training program as Toyota did. They really put you through like all the topics. You have a chance to take all the ASEs. We actually had the chance to take the L1 while being in school. So you really are set up for everything immediately out of school if you can just apply yourself. And then we have that hybrid certification. So you're really only lacking when you graduate that Supra certification is like the highest thing that you can get that you don't have from school. But
Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah, from what I hear, some people talk about Nissan. Like Emma, that we had on a few episodes ago, she said Nissan's a little bit stingy with their information, and that I found out when I
yep.
had to contact her with that Rogue that I was working on. There was nothing available, but I've never run into that with a Toyota. They're pretty good with both sharing their information with
Yeah.
us in the
Really
aftermarket.
easy to find like wiring diagrams and stuff online. We get a lot of like customers who are on the forums that are like, I want this TSB. You know, they see it as soon as it gets released. It's not even doing that to their car. And they're like, oh, I want this. So it's
Yep, yep, yep.
almost
Got to
too
come
much
in for
information.
warranty.
Yeah.
Now, like, thanks to Frank, like, I'm lucky. I've been in touch with Tyler that we had on the show. He works. I think he works at Toyota. Is it Frank? Tyler Van Giesen.
I'm drawing
Hello.
a blank
He's
right now.
speaking.
Yeah,
Remember we had him on the podcast. He was
a while
recording
back.
from his garage, and he had that cool
Yep.
car in the background.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, yeah. So I've been in touch with Tyler here and there. He's in London, I believe,
Oh, wow.
or somewhere in that area. But
Fun.
yeah, it's really handy having some guests that are working at the dealerships. It's like I'm kind of running into this, and you kind of skip the whole process of trying to find information that you're not going
Oh,
to have
yeah.
any access to.
We're
So
spoiled for sure in terms
that's
of
been
like,
pretty cool with with that from
yeah,
the podcast. That's
That's
having
why you said the
info.
name wrong. That's why I was like, what the heck? He's Van Galen.
Starting
But
at the
you
dealer
said that.
too. I just couldn't even like imagine going somewhere else right now. We are so spoiled having like all the information and the tech stream and the branded materials. It's just like I don't know how these small shops do it. I could not imagine.
Honestly, the fun part is getting to work on so many different brands. Like,
Right.
yeah, I really do enjoy it. But I always find that I always thought that it would be boring working on the same brand all the time. Like today, I work from an Audi, a Lincoln, no Chevy Cruze, not
oh,
today.
No, thank
I was
God.
just gonna say, please don't say shit. Thank you. You're on my side.
Yeah, thank
Oh,
God. I just had a problem
But
one the other day. Who
oh yeah,
doesn't have a
well,
problem Chevy Cruze in their life?
Only when you're
well, I
breathing.
don't. All
Right,
mine are
right
good
now.
Chevy Cruises.
Yeah.
No, Frank's the only one that gets the good ones. Everyone
Yeah,
else, that yeah, it's another story. But Frank gets all the unicorns.
I do. I do get all the good ones. Yep. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
that one with the
I've got a
turbo
few.
code. Like, you need to go to Chevy. I'm not doing that.
No, it's a whirlwind out here. Like it's so many different brands and so many different things. I've got a BMW sitting in the yard right now. Not that I work on European cars. People stop bringing them to me, but anyways, they're there.
I was gonna say that's out of your norm. Like Audi's is kind of
And today was a
one
thing.
off. Then
Like with the BMW, I haven't looked at yet, but I had two Audis in the shop today. The Lincoln, well, which is my Lincoln,
I was
but
gonna say that's probably yours.
yeah, it is mine actually.
The boat.
The boat, yep. I was working on the wiring today, trying to fix the taillight wiring, and I got to buy all new sockets because they're all deteriorated
Oh
from
no.
just being old. So I got to source them, but no big deal. We'll keep at it. But
That's cool
yeah,
though.
anyways,
Yeah, getting to work on different stuff. I mean, sticking with just Toyota for sure, it saves me like half the cost of tool investment. So if I do ever decide to leave, I'm looking at probably a whole nother investment into those standard sizes. So
Well, that Toyota, you're
wow.
probably doing a lot of pattern failure stuff too, right?
yeah, I mean, we do see like a lot of similar failures, and especially right now, like you kind of get to know some of the recalls and the TSBs, and you know what to look for. But every now and then, like you get a wrench thrown in there, literally, where you're just like, "Sorry, she's in the way. Get out of there." But yeah, sometimes things are odd. You get like a weird one. I've got one right now. I'm having to open. We have like a technical assistance hotline, and I'm having to open a case. I'm not exactly sure what they are, if they're like ex techs or if they're engineers or what, but they're all in a call center together somewhere, and you have this hotline you call. You give them your case number, and they can kind of like look at all this information that you don't necessarily have 100% access to, and give you some kind of good areas to look. But I've got one where this guy says that his brand new Tundra, he's plugging in his charging cords and it's melting the charging cord. And
Oh my
initially
god.
I'd be like, okay, yeah, it's one charging cord. Like that's probably a faulty cable or like a device or something. But he's saying we've got two faulty charging cords. So two of them melted and they're in two different positions that he plugged it in. And then that circuit is like a pretty basic, like parallel circuit. It's got shared power, shared ground. So we're chasing that right now. I have no idea. Like that is definitely not something that I've heard of before. And that technical assistance line had no idea. They're like, "Are you sure this guy's telling you the truth?" Like, I don't know. So
Yeah,
That's
it
interesting.
sounds like a dead short in it somewhere.
you would think,
We
but I plug in my cable, I'm not getting it to duplicate. So it's just like I don't know where to go. But something like that, I mean, you want to take it seriously. It's a fire concern. So I'm trying to believe the guy for sure. But if I can't get it to do it, I don't know.
I had a couple Santa Fe's. I don't know why randomly they're both Santa Fe's, but they're like newer ones, like 22s and 23s. I'm pretty sure, yeah, they're 21 or 22s out of warranty, and the customer complaint was basically the USB port was not working with CarPlay.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it wasn't really frying anything, but we we called around and we looked on Identifix, and they just have something wrong with the way that it was built, the actual port. So we ordered new ones from the dealer, put them in, and then never heard from the customer again.
That's
Done.
wild. Is it like a three? Is it like a power ground and then a communication line, I guess? So maybe there was like an issue in that communication port or something?
You're asking the wrong person because I just make the
Fair.
ROs.
Fair.
I do click, 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 and hey, yeah,
Anise is
yes,
not.
yes, you do need brake pads to stop. So
Anise
Fair.
sits in that chair all day long. He's not a tech. He
no,
doesn't get his
no, this
hands
is
greasy like
I'm
you
in
and
my
Logan.
office downstairs in the basement.
Okay, well, whatever. You sit in a chair
We,
anyway.
I do sit in a nice chair, yeah,
Yes,
it's okay.
but
You
in
gotta.
in air conditioning, so it's
what you
pretty.
were saying, Olivia, about having the hotline is we have in the aftermarket on Identifix, we have a hotline like that as well, which is amazing because sometimes you just run into something that's completely out of you've never
Right.
worked on this brand new vehicle before, and it's like, man, I'm just stuck at this. So you, for a small fee, you call this hotline, and you'll get like the Toyota expert or the
Yeah.
Nissan expert. You don't just get a general guy. If
Oh,
you have
that's
a Toyota
sweet.
problem, it
Yeah.
goes to a Toyota. So it's really good that way for us when we have all these different brands that we got to work on. That we'll get a specific expert in that field and
Yeah.
then walk you through it. They'd be like, "Oh, do this and doing this test," and you go do the test and you come back with the result. And if it doesn't fix it the first time, then you call back and keep following up until it's fixed. But most of the time, after you've done all your checking and you can't figure it out, you submit that and they're like, do this and this and this. And you're like, damn it. That's one thing I didn't think of. And it's usually something so simple. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. I didn't think of that. And then you go and test it, and boom, there's your answer, and
Yep.
then off you go. So
Yeah. Sometimes
You
you
know,
just
it's
need a smart guy to call that's not in the room with you, that just is like
uh,
a set of eyes that's not really looking at anything. Yeah.
you know,
I
it's
always need a smart person to call because it's
it's
unreal.
interesting, Frank. When you're talking about that hotline and stuff, with all the resources that we've had, over X amount of episodes, we may as well just have a WhatsApp group and all dealer techs that we've talked to, just put everyone in one WhatsApp group. And when
Yeah, that's a good idea.
someone has an issue with a certain vehicle like this, you're at Toyota and you get a random Nissan coming in and it's not the CVD transmission for some reason, you could message in there and be like, "Hey, I've got this," and bam, someone that works at Nissan's like, "Oh yeah, check this, 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 and this."
Right.
Have your own hotline.
Yep. That's true. We have some good used car
And that'd
techs
be
too, so that's kind of what we use those. It's like, yeah,
helping
this
techs.
guy works on crap all day. I can go ask him.
Well, we're not talking about Chevy Cruises. We stopped.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sick talking
right.
about the
Okay.
Chevy
Sorry.
Cruise.
Why is everyone always picking on me? That video that I posted where I had the three Chevy Cruises on the hoist all in the same
Oh
time.
no.
I'm still getting comments on that video, and it
Were
was
they
like
asking why that it didn't
weeks ago.
rust through or what?
Nah, everyone's like, "Oh, you need a turbo. Oh, you got an oil leak."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
but I can't believe that people are still seeing the video and still commenting on. That's probably my most commented on video of all the videos that I've done.
I'm still getting comments on my, was it that Tesla, wheel well that was
Oh,
packed with
that one,
snow?
yeah,
I got like
that's crazy.
43,000 comments on it, and it's at 2.7 million views,
That's
and it's not
crazy.
even.
But
It is because it's not a great video. That's the.
just now, 3 hours ago, another comment on that cruise video. Like,
It's
what are
always
those
like
people?
the dumb one, like the one that I did that went. I guess like my biggest one right now was just like I had no expectation of. I was like, this is probably the dumbest one I've posted yet, and then of course it gets the most views. So that's kind of how it works, right?
It's always like that.
I was pretty like confused because I was like, this video is gonna do nothing. And then my phone started blowing up, and then I had a friend that's not even on my TikTok call me. He's like, "Hey, I saw your video." I'm like, "Which one?" Like, "Oh, the random one with the snow." And I'm like, "Oh my god, like why?"
Yeah.
Yeah, like the most random thing, right?
Yeah.
And
Like
I even
when you sent it to me, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And then I saw it blowing up and blowing up. I'm like, holy cow, where's this
Yeah.
going?
Yeah. I started
Olivia.
having like individual people coming into the shop, that I work with, coming up to me and like, oh, I saw your TikTok video last night. I'm just like, oh, great. He's starting to merge into work life. And then one day I show up at one of our morning meetings and my service manager's there and he's kind of like eyeing me. I'm like, I think he knows. Like I could just tell something's up with him. Like he's seen something. And sure enough, he had announced to the whole shop that they should all check out my TikTok page. So I guess it's official now. Everybody in the shop knows.
As long as
They're
as
gonna put
long
a
as your
studio
shop
in there
is
for you.
cool with it, right? Like I hear of some places where like they're not cool with it. And
Yeah,
if I had to be honest, if my techs were making TikTok videos, I'd be totally cool with it as
yeah,
long as it didn't interrupt their day, right?
right,
If
right,
they're not producing their hours or whatever, then I got a problem with it. But if they're doing their hours and they're producing stuff like that, yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But
right.
we got to
Well, and I'm a pretty
so
big like jokester. I think he was appreciative of like, oh yeah, you got to check out these videos. They've got some of her like twisted humor. So I was glad that he didn't think I'm like dogging Toyota or anything because I really do. I like my job and I like Toyota as a company. So I think they're pretty cool about it. As long as you
Well, it's
just
also
be pretty respectful, I think he's gonna be all right.
It's bringing exposure to their dealership too, right? So, you know, no publicity is really bad publicity unless you're
Yeah,
really, yeah, like you said, dogging the dealership, right?
right. Yeah, I mean,
No,
if
that's
anything, we've
good.
all got grievances about the industry, and I've seen tons of texts that get into it a lot worse than me, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm not doing anything too bad here, so I think we're okay.
Are you $1 million question? You're I'm assuming you're on flat rate there.
I am. I am on flat rate. So I did the in my apprenticeship. I kind of got off topic a little bit, but been in it roughly 3 years, and 2 years of that was my apprenticeship. So we did rotations back and forth from the school was in Farmington, New Mexico, so it was about like a 250-mile drive back and
Oh,
forth,
wow.
and then we had kids coming from all four corners of or all of the four corners states. So there was like a kid from Utah, a kid from New Mexico, and then I think six of us from Colorado, and everybody that wasn't like within an hour of the school was staying at the dorms, and you were rotating back and forth every 8 weeks. So we would be at home working for 8 weeks, and you'd be placed with a mentor if you're lucky, and then back at school for 8 weeks at a time. So it kind of was blocked. Like our first semester, we did electrical, which I tell a lot of people that, and they're like, "That's crazy," but now everything's electrical, so they really wanted to
Yeah,
start with like, you've got to have this baseline of electrical before you can learn anything else. So we spent
that's good.
the whole entire 8 weeks doing the electrical and like studying for that A6, and then we took the A6 at the end. And then every other semester after that was split into two parts. So it was like a month per topic. So that was kind of tough after doing like you had 2 months essentially to study and prepare for a test, and then it changes to half that time, and you're still
Yeah,
covering basically the same amount of material. So we did have that opportunity to at least take all the tests, and it was split up and blocked like that. But traveling back and forth, you had to save up that money, and you were not getting paid for the time that you're at school. So that was a tough
it's not
situation,
easy.
I guess, just being in that like limbo environment. And then while we were doing that portion, while you're in school, we were hourly. So making a pretty low hourly wage, and then transferred over to flat rate after graduation. And then I've been flat rate on the line now for like a year, 2, 3 months ish.
Okay. Was this schooling through Toyota, or was this like like an outside like actual apprenticeship
No, so
schooling?
this was actually it's Toyota's accredited program, and then they actually offer it's I think offered mostly at state colleges. For my region, there was only one. The other option was like to go down to a school in Texas, and then there's also Job Corps. So I think in Salt Lake City there was a Job Corps location that they also offered like a similar T10 program. But the one at Job Corps, I mean, I don't know if you know much about Job Corps, but you're pretty much there for the whole entire time that you're enrolled. So that was a big kind of detour for me. I was interested in that just because it's free school. You can go to Job Corps
Yeah,
and get put through that for free, get a trade and master it, but you are like pretty much there the whole time. You don't have a personal vehicle. You're leaving on their terms. I was just kind of too far into like living independently. I felt like to do that if I had started right out of high school, that would have been a great option for me. But I really needed to have like a car, and I had an apartment I was still paying for when I wasn't at school or wasn't at work. So it really was better for me to do the Toyota accredited program. And then they offered also, since it was a state school, I was able to get my associates. So I got the Toyota certification that they offer plus an associate's degree, and it's like in applied sciences or something like that.
great though.
Cool.
And then I actually came out of school completely debt free. Also, I was able to
Wow,
apply for the Pell Grant, and my dealership provided basically the rest of the cost that we were uh, given as a scholarship as well. So all four of us from my dealer were given like pretty much half tuition granted to us from the dealer, which was awesome.
Oh,
were there any like
that's incredible.
Oh
stipulations on
yeah.
that, or
Sorry, say that again.
were there any stipulations on that, or is this kind of like a
Yeah,
free
so
and
we have a
clear kind of
contract. I'm pretty sure that I think it was
work
like two
X amount of time
years
or
Great
something?
after,
Yeah,
and I'm pretty much like a little over halfway into that now, and really have no plans of leaving, so that's not a big issue for me.
that's the thing. Like they've treated you so nicely, from what I can see, doing that for you. Like a lot of times when you start working and like they've done such a nice thing and helped you that much, you
Right,
don't even it doesn't even cross your mind to leave because they're investing so much in you,
right.
right? and it makes you feel like you're not just that number on a piece of paper. Like they are investing in Olivia to go to school,
Right.
finish it, and then come back and work. So that's good on that dealership for doing that for you. That's really nice.
My service manager is pretty cool. He's been super supportive. There's I think 5 other female techs, so I'm not like a special case or anything. He's super into hiring women and really into hiring people that don't know anything too and giving them a chance, training them up. So he was super apt. I went in actually to get into the program, you have to be dealer sponsored. So really, most of the time, people are already working for a dealership and they hear about the program that way. But just because I was new to the industry and doing my own research, I ended up kind of going about it a different way. And I had to actually reach out to the school first. And the school told me, yeah, you've got to work for a dealer and have them sponsor you so that you can do that apprenticeship while you're at home. So I actually went, had the interview with him, told him my plans, and he was like, "Yeah, let's do it. Come start work whenever you want. Let's start you doing oil changes, and then whenever you get back from school, we'll put you with a guy." And he put me with this awesome master tech that was like so perfectly paired to me. I mean, I had like a ton of questions about literally everything. I was just so scared of blowing something up or like shorting power and ground, just like I need to know everything about everything that I'm doing before I'm doing it so that I don't break anything. And he was 100% the guy for that. He was just like super detailed, showed me the right way to do it, showed me a way to like do it a little faster that's still the right way. And then he'd tell me, like, okay, here's what other people do. That's the wrong way. You pick how to do it. And that was just super, super helpful.
But see, if you, for any reason, and knock on wood, thank God you didn't, got paired with a technician that was not like that, maybe it was complete, 180 from that. Just imagine what your experience coming up in the industry would have been like.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I, have to credit, I'm sure some of that to my service manager also. It's like I think he probably saw the need for that in me and then was like, yeah, this is probably the guy to do that for her. I mean, we have a ton of great master techs there and there's really like 4 or 5 of them that are solid that would be great to learn from, but the way that he happened to pair us all up, it was just kind of like it was almost like you submitted your information to a website and then he was like, yeah, this
Yeah.
one goes here, and he just knew.
Swipe,
Like I really feel
swipe
like,
left,
yeah.
swipe right.
Yeah.
And the
Like
other three
Tinder.
I think felt like that too, like they really related to their mentor and liked who they were with. So that's important too, having a good mentor and then you continue to work with that guy after. It's really important.
Oh yeah, having someone that like that, especially just someone that already knows the industry that you can bounce
Yeah.
ideas off of, it makes such a huge difference in there. And if you're working in a shop and you don't have that, go find someone that does, like somewhere out of the shop
Oh
that you
yeah.
could call. Um, we've had so many good guests on our podcast already that have exactly your story, man. I got in here. I have a great mentor. That makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Some people that get in there, if I look at myself back in the day, my first 6 years, I had a really good mentor, and after that, I was completely on my own. I was
Yep.
always in the shop where I was the lead tech, but I didn't know squat. And not having somebody to bounce ideas off just makes things so much harder.
Yeah.
And
100%.
and that's amazing that your service writer or your manager does that, because he knows, right? He knows that if he wants you to succeed, that this is what he's got to do, and he's got to
Yeah,
put you
set
with
you up for
someone.
success, basically.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and
Right?
that's awesome to hear that somebody's actually putting that effort in. Where instead of being like, some people get so ornery and be like, oh, you know
Right.
what, I don't want to help this person out, and then hearing somebody being helped out like that, that's amazing.
I
Because
think it helps
they're
too because he used to be a tech, so that really puts him in a
Yeah,
position where he
absolutely.
understands. Yeah.
but that person that's helping you out, at that point, they're I'm assuming if you're paired up with them, they're flat rate. So if you're kind of under them, so if you need help or something, they're there to kind of lend a helping ear. Is that pretty much how it is, or?
Yeah. So when I was doing the apprenticeship, most of our master techs have 2 bays. So I was given one of his bays basically and just got his work dispatch from him. And he would just kind of give me whatever came through. And then it really helped because he was hybrid and super certified. So I got to do like super oil changes and learned really a lot about that hybrid system before I did the hybrid class. So that kind of excelled me too, like knowing where that plug is, to pull the
Yeah.
plug inverter, whatever it's called, interlock switch, and
Yep.
just like kind of knowing how that stuff works, it really helped because that would have been way more intimidating just hearing about that for the first time versus doing it with him. But
But
we
he's
were still
technically
working.
donating his
Like,
time, right?
say it
In a way.
again.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no,
He's
you're
he's
okay.
technically donating some of his time every day to help you as well. Because if he's on flat rate, whatever time that he may be helping you, he's kind of going away from his job as
Right.
well, right?
So he had to
So
worry
that
about
does
his own jobs in his bay, and then I would get his work. So what we would do is close out anything I would do under his number, and then he would get paid, I think, like a pretty good portion of what I was making. So that was his incentive, at least, is like he probably would have been way more productive just working out of those two bays himself. So
that's
getting
what
the
I'm
work
saying. Yeah.
that I'm getting, it's kind of like, well, that benefits him, but he's probably taking a loss still. And I think there were
So
several
that's
times he took a loss.
and that's the thing. Like that just shows the kind of technician that your service manager paired you with.
Right,
Someone that is concerned about helping, is concerned about bringing up another tech, and not just about the money. I mean,
right.
that's why I was kind of going in that little circle there because the more I thought about it is everyone's on flat rate, so now they all of a sudden get paired with a coming a new and upcoming tech
Yeah,
that costs them money
yeah,
technically. Yes, you're going to be doing some of their work, but they're not going to get paid that full amount. So
yeah,
Well,
for them to build you up and for X amount of time, that just shows what kind of culture is in that shop because there are some dealerships that have technicians and then they're not going to be too happy about that because
right.
it's burning a little hole in their pocket
Yeah,
and they could be making more, right? So
some places, the way that they do it is they'll have the lead tech on flat rate, and then they'll put the apprenticeship or the apprentice on hourly. So they
yep,
still get the lead tech gets his flat rate hours and all that, and then you get the hourly. But or in some cases they'll just split it, and especially if you're really good and if you're doing a real good job, well then it'll just help boost the tech's hourly
right.
or flat rate hours anyway. So then they can just split it off after. But
Yeah, no,
either
that.
way, having that mentor and working together like that is hugely beneficial.
Oh yeah, he was super unselfish with training me. I mean, he's like I said, a super certified guy, so he was getting kind of a lot of. Unfortunately, the more certified you are in these dealerships, the more crap you get, right? Like you're certified to do these warranty recalls and warranty diagnosis, and most of the time you are not getting paid for that diag unless you're like justifying everything that you do. So because of how certified he was, he's getting like a lot of these warranty timing cover reseals or like diagnosis and stuff, and
yep,
that sucks for him, but kind of good for me because that's a good learning experience. And then also he can kind of pawn that off on me, and he can do gravy or something
yeah.
to kind of pad those hours while we're doing those tough jobs. So that was
All that
just
all
like,
that crap that all that crap he doesn't want to do, where he's like, I
Yeah,
don't
just
think
give
I
it
can
to
put my
oh
Olivia.
hands
yeah,
Yeah.
on
no,
it.
like at least 5 times he's like, nah, I don't want to do this, I'm giving it to you. But it's like,
This is gonna
Yeah.
be too much
that's
of a
fine.
mess on my bay. You know what? Why don't you handle this
Yeah,
and
Oh yeah.
see what
yeah,
happens?
I do the same thing now. I'm still wrenching on the floor, even though I'm a shop owner, but wrenching on the floor with the guys. If there's a job I don't want to do,
yeah, I'm paying you,
I,
you do it. I would do the same thing. Yeah,
I'm
I
paying
do
you
it
to do
every
that.
single day.
yeah,
I don't want to do that job.
yeah.
I
I'm the boss,
AC
and
compressor
yeah,
AC compressor on my truck. Nope. Here, I'll let you do it. They did it while we were gone on the weekend. So like
yeah,
score, I didn't have to do it. Is this a real pain to do?
yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
and
that's
no
it.
hard feelings from me. That's my bestie. So I appreciate the effort he put into training me, even if it was some crappy jobs every now and then. It's always a good learning experience.
Well, I always say if you never have a crappy job, a job that really frustrates you, you really hate, you you stop
Yeah,
appreciating the business because
Yeah.
like the trade is a really great trade. It's so much fun. It's so rewarding, but you got to have those good ones, and you got to have the ones that really feel good. Like I always say, the best one is something that gets pushed in the bay as a no start, regardless of what
it
the no start
drives
is, whether
out.
it's just a starter or what,
Yeah,
and it drives. And when
it's
it
the
drives
best.
out, it's just like, man, that feels so good. And if you could absorb that feeling all the time, even on those really crappy jobs, but he absorbed that feeling, be like, you know what, it's fixed. And then you
Yeah.
take pride in your work and you take ownership of the fact that I did that and it's good and it's going to last a long time. Then it's like, man, this is really kind of a good trade.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
nothing
Really
like that
good.
feeling. And on the
It,
you know,
opposite
it's
token, nothing like that feeling of driving a car in and pushing it out too. So
yeah, we've all had
it
that. We've all had that. But
happens every now and then. What can you do? Yeah.
no,
sometimes, you know what? The worst part is honestly when something breaks on the car while you're working on it.
oh
Like
god,
no,
Yeah.
I kid you not. Changing a radiator and you go to start it up and the starter doesn't work.
Oh my
That
gosh.
stuff
Yeah.
happens. And then it's like
You
the
suck.
customer's like, "Well, you drove it in." I don't know what to tell you. It
Yeah.
just quit right here. I mean, be thankful it happened right here instead of on
Yeah.
the road somewhere. But
those are
it
the worst
literally quit right here.
conversations to have.
Right.
Oh, it's so terrible. And they most of the time they don't understand, but sometimes they do. But that's a dumb feeling, and it's
Yeah.
like, what did I do? Of course, my first thought is always like, what's the last thing I touched? So, is there something that I did that could have caused this? And but that's what I try to teach all my guys too. I'm like, if something isn't the same or better than it was, like you did a wheel bearing and now you're leaving and the ABS light's on. Why
That's
is
your
the
fault.
ABS light?
Yeah. Yeah. You did something.
What did I touch last?
Right.
And I mean, if it's completely not your fault, it's somewhere else on a different wheel. That's whatever. But
Yeah. Right.
With the lights
definitely,
on after you did
check,
the wheel bearing, you got to take a look.
Yeah.
exactly.
The
See if
Take
speed
a
sensor
look.
is probably
ABS
hanging out.
wire or you
Always,
plug it in or whatever.
always check your work and make sure that you can check you off your list and say, yeah, it's done. It's done. It's done. Everything has been checked off. Yeah, that's a hard one to learn for some people.
Yeah,
Well,
you'd be
then I'm sure
surprised
it's
how many
tough for
times.
you as an owner too, because you're the tech and you're the service writer, basically. So you're having to deal with. You're like, not only
No,
no, you don't have to
he
call.
doesn't
You don't
write
have to call
service.
them. Okay, cool. I was gonna
No,
say that
No,
sucks
his
too.
wife,
I'm
he's
not
got
the
a whole
service
team in
writer.
the front office.
No, I've got my wife is in the office and her son-in-law. So,
Oh, bless her heart.
um, oh, she does an amazing job.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sure. I'm
and
sure. It's a tough
has to
job
put up
though.
with me. Well, she has to put up with me, so that's the
Oh,
worst.
that's enough. That's a whole job in its own, Frank.
It
Jeez.
really is.
But
But
yeah,
no,
at
man,
least if I break something,
I
I'll
don't.
get some other guy to call and tell him. I don't
Oh
have to
yeah.
talk to him.
Well,
So that's
I
good.
have okay, customer interaction, but I I'm I guess I'm too soft hearted. Being the owner, I'm too soft
Yeah.
hearted. Being like, oh, that's okay. We'll take some off the bill. No, it's
Yeah.
just let me just fix the cars. I'm really good at that, and you sell the jobs and do that. So no,
Yeah.
You got to
I
have
stay
ice in
I,
your veins
I
to be a
stay out of
service
the
advisor.
office. I work better if I stay out of the office.
Ice
Let's
in
put
your
it that
veins
way.
is true.
Hey,
That's for real.
Frank, you got to have ice in your veins to be a service advisor.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, really. And I
I don't
don't.
even have blood anymore.
I'm too
Yeah,
I,
kind.
that's
I'm too
fair.
kind hearted
you
for
know,
that.
It's been
I
replaced.
the discounts and stuff like that. I mean, very rarely now because I'm already giving. I'm already giving a very reasonable price. And then when they start asking for discounts, heavy discounts especially, they're
No,
never going to be happy with any work you do.
Yeah.
And I kind of tell them, unfortunately, I've tried multiple times, multiple years, if my techs would take a pay cut to help out on these jobs. They say no every time.
Yeah. 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 We've been
So,
taking pay cuts for years. Enough. Yeah.
like, I mean,
always blame
I
the
can
tech.
radio them in the back and see if they'll do it cheaper. Like if they don't want to clock in on the job, we'll see what kind of reaction they get. But I'll make sure it's not on speakerphone.
Yeah. This guy, he just had a newborn, but I'll see if he can put it up for adoption. I mean, that should help with his
Yeah, I
costs.
mean,
Yeah.
like you know what? They've got enough formula to last until tomorrow evening. It's fine.
Yeah. I
But like,
mean,
what do you want? Like,
yeah.
my techs, they get paid. They get paid well. We're one of the few shops in this area that actually pays overtime. A lot of places, they get upset when they go over 40 plus hours a week because then now the tech's making more. I'm like, let them make more. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah,
If they're
we are
working
for
more than
sure
40 hours,
encouraged.
that means that you've got freaking work and
Yeah.
you're making money. Let the mechanic, let the tech make some
Oh
money.
yeah.
Time and a half, who cares?
We're doing 4 day weeks, 10 hour days, and we're fully expected to hit 100 hours per pay period in an 8 day period. That's like a bare minimum expectation is to hit around 100. And if you're not doing that, then I think they kind of think there's something wrong with you. So
If your tech's
Yeah,
making money and your tech's
well, they
happy,
should be.
yeah,
they're
you should
they're
be
able
able
to
to.
pay their bills and they're able to buy a new pair of boots because they need them or they need tools. They go and buy a tool. But if they don't have access to those hours, even those extra hours, right? I mean, how are they supposed to, enjoy the fruits of their labor if
Right.
Yeah,
all their money is just going into rent and going into, Pokemon cards? I don't know whatever people are into these days, but
not
It's
Pokemon
Pokemon
cards.
cards.
Not
No, it's Pokemon
uh,
cards again. Haven't you? They're popping up at the grocery stores now. I got this guy
mm,
in my shop. He's 40 years old. He goes on his lunch break and goes to the Pokemon machine. I'm not even kidding. He's
there's a
15
Pokemon
years older
machine.
than me. He's going and buying Pokemon cards and reselling them online. It's There's a lane for
Tell me,
that. I
tell
don't
me
know
that
what's
his
going
car
on.
is yellow and has a tail that looks like Pikachu.
I blame Pokemon Go.
yeah, it makes no sense. But that my kids played that game, and my kids are all into Pokemon cards and
Oh man,
what is all the other ones? Magic the Gathering and all.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
what the heck is this stuff? Like,
my
go
kids are into Pokemon, but now if they want cards, they can use their piggy bank money they get from Christmas and stuff. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
not dishing it out. It's like you want to spend your no, shouldn't say hard earned money, your donated
well,
money from
they're
your
spending
Yeah.
your
grandkids.
hard earned money.
Nope, no, it ain't coming from my hard earned money. I ain't
You're
buying
just
no
giving
Pokemon
it.
cards.
Well,
Nope.
yep, you're giving them allowance. That's your hard earned money that
No,
you're
they
giving them.
who gets allowance? They get no allowance. They ain't working.
They're your
No,
kids. They have to have an allowance. Kids
nope,
always
How
get
are
an
they getting
allowance,
this
regardless.
money? Are they
nope.
getting it out of the couch cushions or?
No, they've got grandparents that
Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
when they come over. Oh, you're breathing. Here's $20, and
yeah,
here's $40
yeah.
for taking a crap. I don't know. Like they're loaded. So
well, the
I'm like,
Tooth Fairy has been
man,
pretty generous lately. I heard
the what?
the Tooth Fairy gets to be pretty generous some days.
Yeah. The apparently I think we left like $20 or $30, and like, well, my friend got 50, and I'm like, well, why don't you go live in their house?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, go
Like,
on,
what
get.
are you doing here? So with kids and stuff like that, I try to make sure that they understand that the money don't grow on trees, and
Yeah,
it's here today and it is gone tomorrow. And I kind of try to, full circle, going back to previous conversation with my younger techs, and they're getting this overtime pay and everything. I have conversations with them like, look, you got a really good check this week, put some of it away.
yeah,
Yeah, go.
On Monday, don't be broke on Monday,
yeah,
because yes, you made 25-30% more than you did last week, but that's fine because there may be some weeks where there aren't as many hours,
yeah,
and I hope that doesn't happen. But if us as owners, Frank, if we don't kind of talk with our younger and even sometimes our older techs about saving some of that money and kind of putting it away, I mean, we would be doing our team members a disservice, I think.
I tell you, I wish I would have had financial advice when I was a young tech. Um, I would have a different situation that I am now. But that's what I tell my guys too. I'm like, look, you got to put money away in your life.
yeah,
Don't just live day to day to paycheck, right?
yeah,
And even my kids, I tell them like, I'm like, you have to start investing now while you're young.
Yep.
Don't wait until you're 40 and then be like, oh crap, I got to retire one day.
I
That's
mean,
that's what happened to me. That's why we run a shop now. Is like
yep.
I turned pretty much 40 and I'm like, oh crap, I got to retire in a few years, so I better do something about this.
Better
And
start
in the shop
saving.
I was working at, well, and I never worked at a dealership. I just worked at a small independent used car
Right.
dealer, and
No
yeah.
401k,
wasn't
no retirement plan. I'm sure.
nothing, no big money, and not even getting paid big money either, right? So it was like I raised a family on it. I bought a house. I did that, but further than that, nothing. So now it's like, okay, now I've got 20 years. I got to really
Right.
kick butt
Yeah.
and build something so that I have something to retire off of. But
Sometimes a lot of people, not only tax but even owners, uh, they they live to work instead of working to live,
Right.
right? And when you really think about that statement, it'll hit home. It's like, you're going to work for what?
Right.
Are you going to work to just get on to the next day, or are you trying to build something up, build yourself up, build up your finances for something bigger?
you
You
know,
know,
the
a
other
lot of
piece
people don't
of
have aspirations. They just want to come to work, and at the end of the day, they go home, and they got nothing to do, and they're just waiting for the next day of work.
Right.
But you got to have some hobbies. You have stuff and time for yourself.
the,
Build yourself up. I mean, when you come to work, yes, that's your job and everything. It's all fun, but you got to have bigger plans.
the
You
the other
can't.
good piece of advice that I recently heard, it said, um, to be successful in life, don't ever stay up late for something that you wouldn't get up early for.
Absolutely.
I'm like,
That's a good one.
holy,
What is
it's a
that one,
great
Frank? Say
one.
that again.
Don't ever stay up late for something you wouldn't get up early for. And a lot of it, I think, was in context to doom scrolling social media. Like, you're up, oh, just whatever, another couple of minutes, and all of a sudden you've sat there for 3 hours, and it's 11 o'clock at night or 12 o'clock at night, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
crap, now I got to get up at 6 a.m. And it's like, well, if you wouldn't get up at 6 a.m. and doom scroll for 3 hours, don't do it at
Why do
night.
it at
But
night?
now you
Right.
have to get up at 6 a.m. just to prove your point of it being important at until 11 o'clock at night. Then you better force yourself to wake up at 6 and do it again.
And that's just it, right? And
That's
and
important.
and I was like, man, it's honestly like so simple, but it's such
Yeah.
smart advice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, and we can think of it that way. It's like, hey, I'm gonna work late on my car, but I get up early to work on my car too, so that I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
that's okay. But yeah, we have a pretty good schedule. At least I do like really like the 4 day, the 10-hour days. Those are nice because it does allow you to have like 3 day weekends. And then I think you had said, I don't know if your guys are on rotations. So I'll have like Monday,
yeah,
Tuesday off for 2 weeks, Wednesday, Thursday off for 2 weeks, Friday, Saturday off for 2 weeks, and it just does
oh, like
that
that,
throughout the
okay.
year. So you have the
Nice.
opportunity like every few months to have pretty much every day of the week off. You need to schedule a doctor's appointment, you can make that work. You need to have a weekend day off, you can make that work. So that's really
Is,
helpful. And then being
Really
in
is your
plan
dealership
ahead.
Colorado,
open?
there's
Is your
tons of
dealership
stuff
open
to do.
7 days then?
I think the sales might be open on Sunday, but we're pretty solid 6. So
Oh,
there are some
6,
guys
okay,
that
yeah.
do 5 days that try to do like five days, 8 hours, but it is really hard to get out of there on time. I mean, you're usually there 10 to 11, 12 hours a day, depending on what you're doing. So
And what
it's tough.
what time do you start in the morning then?
Used to start at 7:30, and then we started having this morning meeting. So now we're starting at 7, and then I'm usually there from 7 to 6:30. If
Oh,
I've got to stay late, though, I mean, I've been there sometimes as late as like 8:30. So that's well over a
Oh,
12-hour day, and that sucks. But it kind of just feels like normal at this point. Like I am there so much. I mean, if I'm gonna be there for the day, I'm there for the day, and then I'm not coming in on my days off. So
yeah, exactly. Well, that's a
yeah,
good way to do that. If you have the amount of time off, hey, put in the effort, put in the work on the days when you're there, and then just
yeah.
get it all that work slammed out, and then you don't have to worry about it the rest of the time for sure.
We have
well, we're at
limited good weather here in the Rockies, so you've really got to take advantage of those days off. We have like 4 months of summer, and we're in like the
yeah.
last two of them right now, and I've done nothing. So I'm gonna start getting out there this year, hopefully.
Well, we're at work, more than we are at home.
Oh yeah,
So whatever time that you're spending at your place of employment, make it worth it.
Yeah,
yeah. I
definitely.
I
rent this
mean,
apartment
and
for my cat for sure.
hey,
This is
One
not
of
for
those.
me.
Yeah.
This is all for the cat. Yeah.
Frank, when we make a snippet for this podcast, that's the snippet right there.
Oh,
I
sweet.
work,
Okay.
I work, and I go to work so I can rent this apartment for my cat. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
I
All
hope she
right.
likes it.
As soon as you upload it, I'll make the snippet for sure.
Yeah, so by the time I get time to upload it, it'll be,
It'll be 6 weeks from now.
August.
We were chatting about that before. She's like, "Oh yeah, I just watched the latest episode that you had." And I'm like, "If you're on YouTube or Facebook,
It's
that's
not
not
the
the latest."
latest. Yeah, I think I
If,
did get on YouTube, so and I'm gonna
if you're
share,
on
of course.
Spotify, that sucker's up to date. But
Yeah.
I got three. I don't know if Frank, I got three kids, so my schedule can be so demanding with
That's
the
totally
kids and
understandable.
work, and basically I'm the service advisor slash operator for the whole show, and it gets pretty demanding. So it's funny because I've told Frank, I'm uploading right now, and I'm like all excited, and then I don't go back to it. I don't get a chance to click the next button to get the freaking
Well,
thing.
you got close. That's all that matters, right?
Oh,
And
I got close, and
yeah,
Frank's will message me later and be like, "So what happened?" I'm like, "Oh crap,
I
yeah,
forgot. Yeah.
I was right there. I just needed to."
Hey,
Uh,
well, I'm childless for now and unmarried at the moment, so I don't even have time hardly to edit like my 2 minute TikTok video. So no shame or judgment here. I can completely understand not having time to
See,
post and upload.
that's why you just don't edit videos. I
Yeah,
my
I'm
my
starting to
videos
feel that way.
my
yeah,
videos are usually just raw. I just record, post. I'm like rarely I'll record two sections and then
Yeah,
stitch it together. But even that's too much work. I'd rather just record one, post it. Ah, you know what? If it isn't perfect, I don't care.
yeah. Sometimes you set the phone up and it's recording for like 30 minutes. You're like, "God, I gotta find like a
yeah.
minute clip out of this video that's
Oh
decent."
no,
And
I don't I don't do that. If I'm gonna record, I'll just grab the phone, hit record what I gotta do. That's it. But
It-
I've been thinking about just getting a camera set up like on a tripod or something
yeah,
like that. Maybe do some lives or something like that. But man, I don't got time for that.
yeah,
that's the
it
thing.
really is tough. That's another reason I edit too. Is just like so many things at the shop go wrong all the time, and just like mishaps or people walk through my camera frame because they don't know I'm recording. I mean, we're at work. Why
Yeah.
should they, be aware of something like that? But I do have a lot of instances where I'm like I'm working on something and I walk away for 15 minutes because I'm in parts looking for something. So stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I better cut that out of the video where it's just the car sitting there by itself for 20 whole minutes. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
The conference that we were at this weekend, the speaker had this tiny little camera that followed around and stuff like that. I'm like, well, that'd be kind of cool. Like then I could just set it up in one spot and it
Oh yeah, those are
Yeah,
nice.
followed
those
me
are
around.
It's
neat.
made by
I've seen those.
DJI. DJI, I think, makes them.
Yeah, I got to find out what it is
Oh,
because
is
that
it
if I got one of
DJI?
those,
Is that the drone
Probably.
company?
Yeah, but they make really good camera setups and stands
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that camera is probably them more than likely.
yeah,
Yeah. My
I
boyfriend's got
I
the DJI 3 or 4 Mini Pro or something drone, and that camera is like incredible. That's the best camera I've ever seen on something that size. Like a 4K camera. It's fantastic. So I'm sure they're great.
One question, Olivia, I wanted to ask you is if you had to go back when you were first starting to be the superstar mechanic you are, what kind of advice do you wish someone would have given you when you first started?
Um, well, I didn't quit, so that's important, but I think it was important to be told a few times to not quit, and I did get told that from several people. I mean, it was tough. Like I really felt like a few times that man, I should have taken like a basic generic general automotive course before I did this. I should have done something in high school. There was a lot of the people that were in the class with me had already done something like that. They were in their second education level of automotive, and this was the first one for me. So there was like multiple times where I'm like, "Yep, I am not passing this ASC," and that was the next step to pass into the next semester. Is you had to have those finals passed and that ASC passed. So if you didn't have those tests, you were not moving forward. And I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'm gonna fail like multiple times," and a few times was just like I should just save myself the trouble and just go back home. Like I can go back to the dealer and start working. Like I knew that he was probably still gonna let me do some training and have some type of position there, but I wouldn't have had the same position. So really
Yeah.
just like if you're feeling that way and you're, in schooling now or just kind of on the ledge of I'm going to get into it but I know nothing. I mean, I really just do as much as you can, do all your research, do what they tell you to do, and don't quit until you get kicked out. That's the best way to go.
That's good. Good for you.
It's great
Good for you
advice.
for sticking it out and making this an amazing journey that you're on,
Thank you
because it
guys so
really is. It's a
much.
lot of fun.
Have you are you planning on going to any of these training events that are across North America?
So I don't know about anything yet. I'm still pretty new. I mean, Toyota sends us to some specific training and stuff. And I think we're kind of all like waitlisted for most of that stuff. But I'd be super interested in going to pretty much anything that I hear about.
So Frank and I are going to ASTA in September, which is going to be the greatest automotive training expo of life.
And
Where
it's
is
in
that?
North Carolina,
Oh,
Raleigh,
North,
North Carolina.
okay. I've heard good things about North Carolina. I'm not East Side educated, so I'm a West Side.
it's end of September, and I think it would be really cool if you were able to make it. And the technical training for technicians is second to none. You get to really you get to be in the same room with some of the greatest teachers there are. I mean, there's some really big names that come out to teach there too.
Oh
That
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
awesome.
It's incredible training. It really is. So yeah, definitely look into it. It's called ASTA Expo.
ASTA.
Um,
Okay.
I'll send you some information
The
on it.
the
Yeah, that'd be
website's
great.
astausa.org.
Okay.
Yeah,
But yeah, Frank can send you some more info. We're both registered to go. I'm super excited. This will be my second year going. The first year I went, it was a game changer for me. So I think it'd be something interesting if you're able to make it out that way in September. The besides the amazing training that you'll get, the connections you'll make with people in the hallways and in the
oh yeah.
evening, if you
That's
drink, grabbing a
unreal.
beer or something,
It's unreal.
that's where the heavy duty training happens because you may be talking with another tech about something that oh yeah I had trouble with this Toyota with this and that. They're like, oh yeah, well you should have done this. You're like, well shit,
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's unreal, the people that you meet, the connections you make,
and they're
and
lifelong connections. Like I
yep,
mean, I still
Absolutely.
Frank knows like I still talk to so many people that I met last year, and a lot of the people I introduced Frank to, and Frank's probably talking to them more than I am now. So
oh yeah. Well, like I said to you earlier, I'm on a journey to make so many more connections in my life, and it's been unreal. Like it's overwhelming how many people I know now that I didn't know 6 months ago. It's unreal.
Well, and we're
And
all
and
pretty
go
like-minded as techs too. Like I find
well, that
at
makes
least a
a
lot
big
of the guys
difference.
in my shop are like it's like we were made out of the same manual, like they just
yeah,
copied and pasted all of our horrible humors into a bunch of different guys and gals. So
Yeah, yeah,
but
exactly.
side note, they do have, I believe, there's a women's dinner, I think,
okay.
at
Yeah,
ESTA. I have to double check. Don't quote me on it.
I think they are, because they had it at Tools, but I'm pretty sure I heard that say that they have it everywhere. They have it at ASTA and at Vision.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So there's going to be a lot of now. I have to check because there's an event calendar. Da, 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 da,
but
da.
yeah, that's you'll hear names like Tanika Haynes. I don't know if you're listening to a lot of podcasts. There's a one called Downshift with Tanika.
Maybe,
Um,
yeah, I might have heard of that actually.
yeah.
Downshift
So
is familiar.
She's awesome.
so
She's
we
really
we
cool.
met her. We met her in Pennsylvania. She's awesome. Um, Coralie Hoonberg is her name. She's
Yeah,
from.
I didn't want to try the last name. I don't want to butcher the last name.
I'm pretty sure that's how it is. Forgive us, Coralie, if we said it wrong. But she's in British Columbia, so she's a service advisor and she
Oh,
does
sweet.
service
Okay.
advisor training. Um, she's top notch, so lots of good information that way. Um, yeah. Anyways, but
There's
yeah,
like,
look into it. It's you'll find all kinds of information that way.
Awesome. Yeah, that
do
sounds
you,
great.
do you do any ADAS stuff there?
No, we have like, I mean, a little bit, yes and no. You kind of just, like, obviously do whatever comes through the door. But I do have I don't have the ADOS ASC or whatever certification that it is, but I have like the Toyota ADOS cert, so I don't have the specific, as far as I know.
A
I have
lot
a
of times
few. I'm
they've
not sure what all I have anymore, but
I don't know if there's a Keith Perkins, which he's huge in training for that. I don't know for a fact if he's going to be there, but like I said, there's some major players that are going to be at this training, and you get to be in the same room. And then in the evening, when everyone's going out for drinks at the bar downstairs, all
The
these people are
watering hole, they
there,
call it.
this is
and you
right up my
literally can just
alley.
hang out with them and pick their brain and just make connections. Like it's really really cool.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, that sounds
We're not
great.
we're not advocates. We're not advocates. We don't get paid for
Yeah,
advertising or
we
anything
don't
like
get
that.
paid
But
for them. We
we've done
just
it. We've been there, and
believe in
just
training,
really
right?
believe in it. So
But you know what, Olivia, we can have this chat even offline, everything. But Frank will give you the information for it.
Sweet. Yeah.
I
Um,
will.
I just want to say thank you so much for joining us on the podcast tonight,
Yeah. Thank you
and
guys so much for having me.
we'll definitely keep in touch. I'll get your contact from Frank, and I love to keep in touch. And if you have questions about the training, reach out to us, and let's definitely keep in touch. But thank you for joining us, everyone, on the Shop and Trek Talk podcast. You can find this on Spotify, usually every Tuesday, as long as I upload it on
Don't
time.
forget.
YouTube, we're on YouTube as well. You can search the Shop and Tread Talk podcast. We're a few episodes behind, but I can blame 3 kids for that. That's no problem. But thank you everyone for that does listen. We do really appreciate it, Frank and I, everyone that does tune in and
Yes, we do.
contacts us. That they listen. Just hearing that people listen to the podcast, and if we're able to help one person, it's all worth it. So thank
That's
you
right.
everyone. Olivia, hang on the line here, and good night everyone. Thank you.